My dear students, so in the last few lectures we were discussing about company audit, that was unit 3, and this is the last unit 4, entitled as special audit and audit report. I, Dr. Supriya Sogule from DRK College of Commerce, Kolhapur, I welcome you once again in the lecture series of BCom 3 subject auditing. So in the special audit, there are different kinds of audit are given. First, like bank audit, audit of insurance company, charitable trust, hotels and hospitals. So today we will discuss in detail regarding bank audit. The contents of fourth unit are, as we know, it is entitled as special audit and audit report. Contents are audit of special entities like banks, insurance companies, charitable trust, hotels, hospitals. Elements of audit report, types of audit report, clean, qualified, adverse and disclaimer of opinion. So these are the contents of fourth unit, and by each lecture we will discuss each point. Okay. So first, today we have taken a discussion on audit of banks. Let us know what is the meaning of bank audit. A bank audit is a routine procedure designed to review the services of financial institutions to ensure that they are in compliance with laws and industry standards. Its primary goal is to provide an independent evaluation of the bank's activities, controls and information system. So first of all, it is a routine procedure which is designed to review the services of financial institutions to ensure that they are in compliance with laws and industry standards. Okay. Now let us discuss about the concept of bank audit. A financial entity, that is bank, requires continuous monitoring of transactions. For an entity like a bank, the review mechanism must be robust and unbating. That means, hence there is a need for concurrent audit. Let us see introduction to concurrent audit and concurrent audit procedure. The concurrent audit covers all transactions of the bank. Hence, to understand how this audit needs to be conducted, an understanding of the process of bank is imperative. Banking functions are inclusive but not limited to the following. That is, banks accept the deposit, lends the loans and advances, cash management, safety locker maintenance, Forex, exchange, bill payments. All these are the functions which are performed by banks. To conduct a concurrent audit, functions of the bank must be fragmented to transactions and the necessary checks and balance must be assigned. So the first duty is that the auditor must know what kind of financial institution it is, what kind of bank it is, what are the banking functions, and not only these are the banking functions, but another functions are also nowadays like share trading banks are doing. The first thing is acceptance of deposit. Acceptance of deposit is a core function of banks. The deposits are varied nature depending on the holder and the purpose of the account. Nevertheless, the process of acceptance of deposit can be summed up as follows, like collection of details, KYC and AML norms compliance, creation of account in core banking system, etc. So the auditor has to look into these matters in detail. Regarding loans and advances, the lending of funds is the other core function of the bank. The bank accepts deposits at a certain rate and lends at a higher rate. The margin is bank's profit. lending function ranks higher on the risk factor as there is a possibility of the debt not being recovered. Hence, there is a great significance and need for proper documentation. So the auditor has to look into matter that what is the rate of lending the loans, what is the profit margin, whether the rate is calculated accurately, and proper documentation have been made regarding loan and advances. There are several loans and advances that a bank offers. However, the process for disbursement remains more or less the same. The process for disbursement of loan can be summed up as the following transactions: building a relationship with the customer, collection of all requisite documents, checking the creditability of the customer, disbursing the loan and monitoring of the loan. So these are the core areas the auditor has to check into in detail regarding loans and advances while auditing. Now the function is cash management. Since the bank earns interest on the rupee it lends, maintaining a high cash balance can result in interest losses. Therefore, the bank has to be very accurate in efficient cash management. However, banks needs to hold enough to fund the ATMs. Hence, the bank must achieve a balance. The auditor has to check what is the earned interest and expenditure, the cash balance and the funding to the ATM machines, as well as whether the proper balance is maintained by the bank or not. The auditor has to check. Regarding maintenance and management of safety lockers, bank also hold valuables of customers in lockers. Bank auditor must check the accounts of rent of the lockers, insurance policy of the lockers. We know that like ornaments, gold ornaments or the diamonds or precious jewelry or important documents or some precious items are kept in the lockers by the customers, and for this facility bank charges the rent to the customers. Also, bank has to take insurance policy for the same in some contingency or calamities. So therefore there is a need that while auditing the bank, the auditor has to check the safety lockers and its management policy. Now regarding Forex management. For Forex operations of a bank, the auditor must ensure some of the checks like rate of foreign exchange on the transaction date and correct entry in the books. The auditor has to check the rate of foreign exchange. There is a difference in each country's foreign exchange rate, and the date and correct entry must be checked in the books of accounts. Also, the auditor has to see the adherence to RBI norms relating to Forex. Every bank, organization and financial institution has to follow the Reserve Bank of India norms. So therefore, the auditor has to check that whether the bank's working is in adherence with the RBI norms or not. Also, the auditor has to see correct valuation of Forex held in hand at the time of the audit. The auditor has to check the valuation of the foreign exchange currency in hand and at the time of audit. As I have said earlier that there is always fluctuation in the rates of the foreign money. So therefore, foreign currency valuation should be correctly made in the Indian currency. Therefore, in hand cash or in hand Forex and at the time of Forex, the valuation must be correctly made. The next point of discussion is bill payments. This is an add-on service offered by the banks, wherein a customer can make payments towards public utilities through bank. So, there are some organizations or entities or companies or traders who avail this service offered by the bank. So, customer can make payments towards the public utilities through the bank. The auditor have to verify that if standing instructions have been received from customers, then ensure that the same has been noted in the CBS to generate an auto payment. So the auditor has to check whether the customers have given instruction to the bank regarding payment and whether those are followed. Ensure that proper reconciliation of the utility accounts. The auditor has the duty to ensure regarding reconciliation of the utility accounts. The next point the auditor has to take into consideration, that is income leakage. For an auditor to ensure completeness of audit, it is imperative to check that all charges are collected. Interest rates are imputed accurately in the CBS. The auditor must generate MIS to analyze the various charges and interest computation. So the auditor has to look into the MIS, that is Management Information System, and also analyze various charges and interest calculations. Also, there has to be a documented process for changing the rates in the system. So, the same has to be strictly monitored by the auditor. The concurrent audit aims at reducing gap between occurrence of the transaction and its examination. A concurrent audit report covers all transactions and hence is the second line of defense for a bank. So this was the discussion relating to the bank audit, the banking functions and its inspection and examination, and auditor's duty or role regarding bank audit. Stay continued. Thank you very much for attending the lecture. We will see in the next lecture next point, that is audit of insurance companies. Thank you very much. Stay continued.